If you see a company that you like, help them out, give them a little love on social media. NWAngelConf is the hashtag or the Twitter handle that you should tweet out about. Next up, Tousled. Presenting is Priya Dandawate.
Afternoon, everyone. So I am Priya, CEO of Tousled, and we're revolutionizing the salon and spa. People's shopping habits have changed. The things we need simply show up at our doorstep, like magic. The new perspective is that I don't go to things, but that things and experiences, they come to me. And we're a part of that change. Tousled is the modern salon and spa where professionals travel to you for on-site haircuts, makeup, massage, and more. The revolution is here. The future of the salon lives in your pocket, alongside these wildly popular apps. So today we're servicing 22 corporations and businesses across Seattle, including Microsoft, Facebook, and the Bravern. Our customer acquisition model is simple. Our sales team acquires a business, the business in turn markets Tousled to its network of employees and residents, and those individuals sign up on Tousled, creating accounts and paying us directly. The model works well because we're able to acquire a variety of customers through a single relationship. We covet those corporate relationships because they provide us a steady stream of clientele on a regular basis. We effectively line up our visits so that it syncs up with each individual's haircut routine. So what this leads to is really valuable customers in the long term. So if we look at our lifetime value of men who get their haircut in the office, our average customer has a 5-to-1 return, and our loyal customers who are regularly using us for haircuts have an 8-to-1 return. For men, it lends itself well to potentially even selling subscription packages of haircuts in the office. Women also have a favorable lifetime value, and actually our most valuable customer is the woman who's loyal to the marketplace. So I'm sure you're thinking, what's in it for the business? It's simple. Happy employees work better. Businesses are looking to increase employee retention by offering benefits beyond the basics. In fact, on-site haircuts we compete with them today in big companies like Facebook, Starbucks, and others. So when we come on site to do a haircut, it usually takes place in a meeting room or a break room, much like the one you see here. It's kind of like a pop-up barber shop where we send out one stylist and we aggregate demand, filling up their entire book for the day. Our professionals are fully equipped, bringing all tools and products with them, and our motto is leave no trace. So they'll bring a tarp, vacuum, and other utensils in order to clean up any excess hair. By capturing these corporate accounts, we give ourselves first mover advantage against big players in the industry. Our most notable competitor, Glam Squad, has raised $24 million, but they're exclusively focused on the fashionista. No men, no haircuts. By focusing our go-to-market on corporate, we're able to provide stability and liquidity within the marketplace. Our professionals love the consistent revenue that comes from our corporate clients. And in doing so, we're able to supplement the growth of on-demand, while our competitors spend big money reinforcing the adoption, while we don't have to. We're widening the gap between us and our competitors. Our sales team has signed an agreement with Amazon to service their campus of 40,000 employees to service haircuts on site. We'll be starting with their East and West campus and scaling across their 42 buildings. Let's see what this opportunity looks like for Tousled. So we think that men will get their haircut 6 times a year at $30, and women will get their haircut 4 times a year at $60. So those 40,000 Amazon employees end up spending $8 million on haircuts each year. Assuming about an 11% penetration, similar to what we're seeing at Facebook, that's $870,000 gross to the marketplace. We keep 20% of that. Stepping back to see what the relationship represents, Amazon is less than 0.1% of the market nationwide. Let me show you. So the industry spend nationwide is $62 billion. Our target customers comprise about a third of that, $20 billion. The Seattle market makes up about 1.3%, so that's $270 million spent on haircuts each year. That's across 1 million office workers and 3,600 buildings throughout the area. Amazon's 40,000 employees represent a targeted microcosm, 1% of 1%. It's our stepping stone to reach the masses. So I want to take a step back and tell you a little bit about how we got to where we are today. Since the beginning, we've been super fortunate to be featured by great brands like Gilt Group, TechCrunch, and GeekWire. We spent the first year of business turning over a bunch of rocks to see what the market wanted. 3 distinct customer groups shook loose. On-demand, for the next generation of customers. Specialty, think brides and editorial. And corporate, for the professional and technical workforce. As you can see, this year we focused our efforts on corporate, growing that and the effort has borne fruit. It's our highest grossing segment. And a big reason for this is that 77% of our corporations rebook us once we have our foot in the door. Facebook has actually gone from booking us once a month to twice a month to now 4 times a month as we scale across their Seattle campus. It won't be long until we're servicing all of Facebook properties across the nation. Therein lies the key to scaling our business. Our corporate relationships provide us the leverage to take the business nationwide. Galvanize, CBRE, WeWork all have campuses across the nation, not to mention our big tech clients that we're working with here in Seattle. Today, our focus is penetrating deeper in the Seattle and Portland market of that $424 million that's spent on haircuts. That'll be done by building out our corporate relationships that give us footholds into our next big cities, Denver and Chicago. So in Denver, we already have relationships building with Google as well as Galvanize and CBRE. And in Chicago, our network extends to Google, Facebook, and WeWork. Last year, we raised $250,000 to seed the growth of the marketplace, and that helped us close Amazon as a client. Next year, that contract will catapult our growth. In doing so, though, it'll also increase our expenses. We estimate that by Q3 of next year, our revenue will get to a point where we can actually start covering our expenses. And by reaching critical mass in Seattle, we'll reach profitability. At that point, we'll likely take those profits and drive them back into the business to continue growing our market and increasing the overall profitability of the business, creating for greater returns to our shareholders. Next year, taking those 22 corporate clients, we're going to grow the marketplace to $800,000 in gross service value. This will be done by deepening our existing relationships with a focus on Amazon, as well as the others that are showing well, like Galvanize and WeWork, as well as expanding to acquire new ones, like Google, Unico, and other property management firms. Across the nation, the gig economy is shaking up the status quo. No longer does work happen when you want it to, it happens at a better rate. You can see this in the numbers. Let's compare our business model to that of the industries. So of that $20 billion that's spent by salons need about $12 billion to cover their operating costs. From there, $7 billion is paid out to the professionals, their employees, which leaves about a 7% net profit margin. Not great. Tousled operates with 10 times more efficiency. By replacing the expensive operating costs with a solution that scales technology, we can pay out our professionals double what they would earn in the salon. As a result, freelancers are naturally attracted to the marketplace as an easy way to make money. Of the 424 professionals who've applied with us, we have a 25 to 30% acceptance rate. The most successful are entrepreneurs who are already freelancing today. Our professionals abide by 2 pillars, compliance and quality. This manifests in the Tousled portfolio. Compliance is done through license checks and soon background checks for Amazon. Quality is done through reviews and content like photos. What we've built is a sophisticated platform that caters to consumers, businesses, and service providers. And this was all done in less than a year. Having all worked at Microsoft, our development team knows how to ship fast and innovate quickly. So I'm Priya, our lead engineer, full stack developer. Jonathan's our mobile app developer, and Melissa's our director of business development. She closed Amazon as one of our accounts. In order to seize the opportunity that we have ahead of us with Amazon, we'll need to fill out our team. Our seed investment will be used to hire for the business and engineering team with a heavy focus on business. On the business side, we need accounts as well as operations and a more trackable funnel so we can measure what's working with the businesses through our digital efforts. On the engineering side, both dev and test will be used to build up the marketplace and help support the growth of our business. Tousled falls at the center of 3 explosive markets: technology, beauty, and on-demand. There's going to be a billion-dollar business that owns this market. Tousled will be that business. If you want to be a part of the next generation of the salon and spa, come see me, Priya. Thanks.
Great pitch. So hi everyone, I'm Serena. I'm one of the team members for the due diligence team. Javier's not here today, so I'll be representing that. During the due diligence, what we thought and found very attractive about Tousled is the traction they already have. And that was evident with on-demand customers and as well as corporate customers. And we talked to the people who used the service, and I tried the service myself, and I thought the service was astounding. And the service providers were very happy with Tousled in terms of their revenue that they make, and also, again, against the on-demand competitors. So that was really great. Another space that we thought was how data-driven Priya and her team is. The amount of spreadsheet and the models in terms of projecting the growth, the corporate sales, what they'll need to penetrate the market was astounding. And for that, I really commend their team for working with us on that. So now going into a little bit of the questions. So you kind of walk us through kind of the pop shop setup. Can you give us a little bit more details how that day goes by? What are the logistics so the people in the room can get a picture of that?
Sure. So you can kind of imagine what it would be like to get a haircut at Microsoft in a room like this. Seems like it's very big, but usually we'll get a meeting room. That space is coordinated through the office manager. In Facebook, they actually have a break room that's kind of right near their like snack area. So our professionals come in with all the materials that they need. No sink is required. They'll use a spray bottle to kind of dampen the hair. Men's cuts take about 30 minutes, women's cuts take about 60 minutes, and it's leave absolutely no trace. So the ideal is if there's a concrete floor, they can sweep everything up and use a vacuum potentially. Alternatively, they lay down a tarp and pick up all the hair. For the massages that have also become pretty popular, more on a monthly cadence, our professionals bring everything they need with them, and they'll potentially even set up in a wellness room with, some even bring like a heated table or a heated blanket to create more of the spa environment.
And now that you have shifted focus to business customers, tell us about how you plan on scaling and where you are with it.
Absolutely. So the business customers, the biggest benefit that they provide us is stability within the marketplace. So the fact that 77% are coming back to rebook with us makes it such that we have sticky professionals in our marketplace. So we can use those professionals to then supplement the growth of on-demand. Our on-demand market is actually growing totally organically. People are searching for us, finding us through SEO that we put in place some time ago. And so the bigger tickets for our professionals from the corporate side of the business help supplement the growth for on-demand. At the end of the day, I think the biggest problem we face with our professionals is that they want us to be their bread and butter, and they prefer working as an independent freelancer as opposed to going to the salon. So we're finding everything that we can do in order to get them those big tickets so that they can continue working with us and not have to give 50% commission to the salon or spa.
And speaking with that, you talked about Amazon. So where are you with Amazon right now?
Sure, that's a great question. So we've actually passed all of our beta tests with Amazon. We've been in there 4 times so far to do services. And the plan is to be rolling out there across their East and West campus starting early next year. We would have pushed for it this year, but it would have been tough given that it's November and Black Friday is a popular month for them. But we'll be starting on a weekly cadence, 2 barbers coming in every other week on Tuesday, Thursday, and then moving out from there across the rest of their buildings. And so they'll be printing out 1,000 posters for us, as well as doing a series of tactics that we're testing out right now with our existing corporate clients to make sure to find whatever's the highest conversion rate.
This question is not on the slide, so I'm going to ask it. So you mentioned Amazon, and you also mentioned going into corporate. I think you mentioned a little bit about property managers. Can you expand on that as you scale nationwide?
Yeah, absolutely. I think the property managers are a really interesting lever that we can use. So today we're working in a CBRE building. CBRE manages the most amount of floor property across Seattle, right? So that's one of the most valuable mechanisms for us to move into another market is take that property management relationship and take it to Denver, where they also house the Google campuses, as well as potentially even some of the other folks that we work with.
So you don't have to work corporate by corporate. You're now going into property managers instead of just one Google, then Facebook, then another company.
Exactly. Those businesses that have a national footprint are the ones that are the most attractive for us, because then they can help us get our foot in the door elsewhere.
Okay. I'll wrap up with you're not leaving your on-demand customers behind.
Yes, that's absolutely right. So what we are seeing is that by the professionals sticking closer to our marketplace with our corporate gigs, it actually helps the growth of on-demand flourish. And with our competitors spending as much as they are, raising $24 million to educate the market, it actually helps us get to that next level.
Thank you.
Thanks.